Now, welcome back to Great Lakes Junction, everyone. Today's project, we're going to rebuild this old garden bench. You can see we've got some boards missing, some more ready to fall off. The back of it is all falling apart. So it's time to get this thing rebuilt. So we'll get it moved into the workshop and away we'll go. Okay, so we got the bench inside the workshop now. We'll start taking it all apart. So we're going to remove these back metal panels that are in it first. So it's just nuts and bolts holding those boards in the bottom. I'll continue to take them apart and we'll come back. Okay, we have it all taken apart. This is one of the back panel sections. It's two sections. This is one of them. And there's, I don't know if it shows up or not on the camera, but you can see a lot of the green moss growth and stuff like that on it. So we're just wire brushing that off just to clean it up a little bit. Some of the loose paint off of it. That knocks off some of the loose paint that was on there. I found a couple of old cans of black spray paint here that they're not full cans. They're not going to paint this entire thing, but I'll use them up just to give it some touch up anyhow. So the wood that we took off of it, we've got 4 boards and we need 5. That's for the seating area. Straightforward, just straight cuts, rounded over a little bit on the edge so there's no sharp edge on the wood when you're sitting on it. One was completely lost, so we'll cut 5 of those. The back ones, so there was a top and a bottom with 2 short pieces on either end. And these all have a bevel on one side. Pretty hard to see. So it's rounded over on that edge and this side is cut on a bit of a bevel. And the reason for that bevel is when the back panels go in them, it has this metal lip. There's a bevel on that metal. It's on that angle. So these have been beveled to match that. So everything sits flat on the face of it. Okay, so with our touch-up painting all finished, so we're coming back to one of the boards from the seating area. So these boards that came off of it, 48 inches long and 2 5/8 wide. Now this is cedar that I bought. This is 1.25 inches thick cedar, so it has enough strength to sit on when you get 4 or 5 of these together. These are 8 feet long, so I'm going to cut them in half for my 4 foot length. And they're just wide enough but I can rip it in half and I'll have two pieces that are my 2 5/8 width that I need. Then once we get them all cut, we'll set up router table, because we'll have a rounded edge here and a rounded edge there, but where we cut it down the center, it's going to be a sharp square edge. So we'll just round them over a little bit on the router table, and those will be done, except for drilling. For the bolt holes, we'll measure in the distance from the end, and we'll drill new holes in these to be able to bolt them on. Then we'll go on to the back pieces that have that bevel edge on them. Okay, we have the bevel set that we want for those pieces that go around the back frame. On this one, it turns out to be about an 8-degree bevel on what I'm doing now, because the 5 you're going to sit on, I want to be as strong as possible. The 2 that are up against the back, they don't have to have the same strength as the ones you're actually sitting on. So a couple of these that I've cut have got some knots in them, and knot holes are weakening the structure of that piece of wood at that point. So I'm going to take that one and that one, and I'm going to use these 2 for the back, so they'll need that bevel cut on them. And those 4 are nice. This one does have some knots, and this one has one significant knot in it here. So when I do the seat, I'll use one of them as the very front one that's just under the edge of your legs there behind your knees. And I'll use the other one for the very back one where you're not putting the bulk of your weight. And then the 3 that are nice and clear with no knots, we'll use for the main portion of the seat. There we have that same bevel on the new ones that we had on the old ones there. Okay, we're going to set the router table up, and we're just using this 1/4 inch round over bit as a bearing on the top for the wood to run along. This piece of wood is one of our leftover pieces of wood, so we'll use it first just to see if we've got the bit set at the correct height, just to round the edge over a little bit. This will be loud. I'll adjust the volume on the video so you don't have to worry about it. Good where we are. So this was the factory rolled edge on it, and this is the one I just did. So it's got no sharp edge there that you're going to catch your legs on or anything when you're sitting on it. Our bolt holes that we're going to bolt these on with are 7/8 from the end of the piece of wood. And obviously you want it centered up between edge and edge, so somewheres we're just going to put a line across each of these approximately in the center. So they're all in 7/8 from the end. We're 2 5/8, so we want 1 5/16. We're just removing the last couple of clamps. We had the back all clamped in so we could put the screws in around it from the back side. There's our new bench, or a reconditioned bench. So this bench has been around now for, I think, nearly 40 years. And that is the second time that I've had to rebuild it. So there was the original wood, say 20 years. I rebuilt it. We've had another 20 out of it. So it's good for another 20 years now. Well, there we go. The bench is back in place. And not a moment too soon. It's just starting to rain out here. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, found something useful. Thank you very much for watching.